What up? What up? It's your boy Ola with Ola TV, and in this edition, we're going to be discussing NXT 2.0 WWE, another new edition here. This one, guys, is starting off with a banger, a complete banger on this one. They're actually doing the NXT Tag Team Women's Championship, where it's a fatal four way, and I'll tell you the tag teams that are going heads up right now. Currently, we've got Gigi in the ring, and she is currently taking on Tatum Paxley. The other girls are on the outside on the apron, but it is a fatal four-way match, and it is for the vacant, and you heard it right, vacant women's NXT Tag Team Championships. The reason for that is because if you probably didn't already know, Cora Jade was tag team partners with I believe it was I believe her name was Roxanne Perez, if I'm not mistaken. And Cora Jade did not want to be tag team champs anymore, and she threw her title in the trash. And therefore, her tag team partner, or former tag team partner, I should say, also ended up relinquishing her title to Alundra Blaze. Alundra Blaze ended up setting up this match last week so that it could be scheduled for this week. This is a fatal four-way match for the tag team women's championship, and the tag teams are as follows. So you have Katana Chance, and you have Kaden Carter on one team. You've got Valentina and Ulisa, team number two. You've got Tatum Paxley and Ivy now in team number three. And then in the final team, you've got Toxic Attraction, two of the three members of Toxic Attraction. You've got Gigi Dolan and you've got JC James. So these are the four teams right now that are squaring off to start off the NXT 2.0 for today on August 2nd, 2022. I'm actually surprised that NXT started with this match, considering the fact that most of the time they start with a lot of promos, a lot of trash talking, but it looks like they wanted to get right into the action right away, and they did. So, right now, let's go ahead and see what's going on. Right now, we have, it looks like this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is Katana Chance facing off against either Valentina or Ulisa. Right now, she does a flip over one of the girls, either Valentina or Ulisa. I'm not sure which one it is, but does a flip over her back. Then super kicks her in the face. Then she goes after the tag team of Ivy Now and Tatum Paxley. She gets pulled out to the ring. She starts getting assaulted by all different women from all different tag teams. And now we've got a whole lot of action going on outside of the ring. On the inside right now, we've got looks like Valentina lifted Ulisa over the top, threw her all across everybody, knocking out all the competition on the outside of the ring. And now she's gonna go ropes to ropes, coast to coast, and flies over the third rope and lands on all the women on the outside of the ring, laying waste and knocking out all the women yet again 2 times in a row. And the fans are chanting NXT, NXT, NXT. Fans already super excited about the competition that is here tonight. Yes, it looks like Valentina and Ulisa are on a roll right now, taking it to all the women. Now we've got in the ring. It looks like Tatum Paxley's back in. Damn, Tatum's got a whole lot of cheeks. I'll tell you that much. He's got the short shorts on tonight. Oof, looking absolutely sizzling like a 20-ounce steak. God damn. Ooh, it looks like one of the girls from the Valentina Ulisa tag team gets tagged in, goes to the third rope, does a cross body off the third, landing on top of Tatum Paxley. Goes for the pin, but it's only going to be a 2 count. And then the girls get backed up. Ivy now gets tagged in. A punch to the stomach midair. Oof, and a 3 count. One, two, three. It looks like the first tag team gone. Valentina and Ulisa are out of the competition, so this team is eliminated. So now the remaining teams that we have for the women's is going to be Katana Chance and Kaden Carter in one team, Tatum Paxley, Ivy Now in the other team, and Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, JC Jane, still in the ring, getting it on. As we speak right now, one tag team has been officially eliminated. Right now, we've got Ivy now getting beat up. Looks like by JC Jane. JC Jane taunting all the girls on the outside of the opposing teams. Oof. Right now, a kick to the stomach and a chop across the chest by Ivy now across the tit area. Smacking the shit out of JC Jane right now. Gaining the momentum. Hits her with an Itaguri. Now Ivy now tags in her tag team partner, Tatum Paxley. Oof. Paxley gets kicked across the face by Kaden. Then she goes leaping off the second rope, but then Tatum catches her midair. Tries to get a move on her, but it gets reversed. Now Paxley looking to go ahead and lift her back up. Ooh, and a nice vertical suplex by Tatum Paxley. Goes for the pin, but it's only going to be a 2 count. Looks like Carter kicked out. Now Ivy now gets tagged back in by her partner Tatum Paxley. Tatum with a huge drop kick across the face and chest of Kaden Carter. And then Ivy now runs across with a flying elbow. Then she catches then she performs, I should say, a flying leaping kick into the air and catches Kaden Carter across the face. Goes for the 2 count. And it looks like it's going to be, I should say, going for a pinfall, and it's going to be just a 2 count. They are completely demolishing Kaden Carter right now. Ivy now and Tatum Paxley working absolutely in perfect synergistic unison. Oh, shit. This girl jumps on the second rope, leaps off the second rope backwards, and leaps over Tatum Paxley, literally like 3 to 4 feet over her head. Couple of reversal moves. Now it looks like Kaden Carter takes Tatum Paxley down, going for the pin, and it's just going to be a 2 count. Looks like she tags in her partner, Katana Chance. The knees to the face to Tatum Paxley. Ooh, shit. Oh, wow. JC Jane somehow finds a way to tag herself in behind the back and then ends up taking a pin. Steals a victory and eliminates the other team. So now Tatum Paxley and Ivy now have also been officially eliminated. And it looks like now it's just going to be 2 tag teams remaining. It's going to be Katana Chance and Kaden Carter taking on Toxic Attractions, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane. So now all 4 women are inside the square circle, taking it to each other. And Gigi and JC Jane both kick their opponent straight in the face, and then they both do moves on each of the corner to each of the girls on the opposing team. One of them catches a rolling thunder, butt cheeks in her face. The other one catches the old school X-Pac move with a crotch in her face. So right now, Toxic Attraction is rolling. They were the former champs prior to the other former champs who relinquished their titles. So if they can go ahead and become women's champ again, they'll be on the top of the mountain with their other girl, Mandy Rose, who Mandy Rose is still the NXT Women's Champ. Ooh, Gigi right now with a nice clothesline. 1, 2. Oh, and it's a kick out. This match has so much action going on right now. It's hard to even keep up with all the activity that's going on. Ooh, and Gigi catches a huge super kick straight to the dome. A near fall. Gigi ends up kicking out after the super kick that she caught straight to the face. God damn. The fans are split right now, cheering on Gigi and also cheering on Kaden. Ooh, a nice huge German suplex. Chance going for the pin. It's going to be a 2 count fall. Well, it looks like Chance trying to get a DDT on Gigi, but Gigi reverses it. Now a nice little backdrop. Chance lands on the back of her head. Gigi tags in JC Jane. JC Jane's in the ring. knocks out the opponent standing across from her on the apron. 2-on-1 about to happen. Oh, and the finisher. 1. Oh, shit. And then JC Jane catches a huge kick to the dome. All girls right now have planted themselves completely out. All girls are knocked out in the center of the ring. The fans continuing to be excited and cheer this match on. Very happy and impressed with the opening match of NXT 2.0 tonight. Fans cheering NXT, NXT, NXT. Now they're chanting, "This is awesome." So the fans are absolutely loving this match. Fans absolutely appreciating these women taking it out. Fatal 4-way elimination match. 2 teams remaining. Who's going to get the upper hand? Right now we've got Chance slapping JC Jane on the titties. JC Jane returning the favor, slapping her back on the titties with the Ric Flair chops. Both girls hitting each other in the face as well. Ooh, a huge leg to the face of JC Jane. Now, tag team partner gets in. Gigi pulls out Katana. No, actually, Gigi pulls out Kaden Carter. Then Katana Chance goes to the top, lays out Gigi on the outside. Miscommunication here causes a little bit of an accident between Carter and Chance. JC Jane rolls up for the pin. It's only going to be a 2 count. Oh, shit. Katana Chance does a spinning shooting star press type of move off the top, lands it on top of JC Jane. Oh, and she gets the 3 count. And Gigi, unfortunately, who was still on the outside, cannot jump into the ring in time to be able to help JC Jane to break the 3 count fall. And this will make your new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, to start off NXT 2.0 tonight in a big way. Holy shit. I really thought Toxic Attraction was going to get it and be back on the top of the mountain having all the gold, considering that Mandy Rose is still the women's champ. I thought they were possibly going to give this to Toxic Attraction, but I guess not. A spinning shooting star press, flipping forward. God damn, by Katana Chance, landing that shit beautifully on JC Jane. An immediate pin and gets the 1, 2, 3 to eliminate Toxic Attraction as the final team. And after 3 teams have been eliminated, your new NXT Women's Tag Team Champion, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. And now the girls are in the audience cheering on their victory with the fans. The fans are hyped up. And what a night it's been to start NXT 2.0 in such a big way. Nice way to start it off. All right, let me take a moment to see if there's any comments. Let me go ahead and fix my camera too while we're at it. All right, there you go. Just to make sure that I'm actually in the camera, you guys don't think that it's just a ghost talking to you. All right, let's see who we've got here in the comments. We've got Hassan Terrell says, hi there. All right, Hassan, thank you so much for showing up to the live stream. Appreciate the support. If anyone else is watching, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All comments are welcome. If you got any predictions for tonight's matches, also welcomed. Did anybody watch Raw last night? I know I did, and I did a live stream on that. So if you guys missed Raw last night, I did a Raw live stream for about 2.5 hours roughly. I did miss the first 30 minutes, but did catch the rest of the show. So if you want to go ahead and see that, you can go ahead and see it on YouTube at Ola TV Official, or you can watch it on Facebook at Best Coach in the Biz. And if you're watching right now, this current live stream, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, make sure to hit the bell notifications so you can always be updated on future live streams that are coming up this week, this month, and throughout the entire year. All right, looks like this should be another match coming up at the moment. All right, so it looks like, let's see, we've got Carmelo Hayes. the NXT North American champion. Looks like he should be in a singles match. And it looks like he's accompanied with Tricky Williams. And now Tricky Williams talking smack on the mic. He says they've been getting all the money. They've been taking care of all the drama, a.k.a. with Wesley. And they said that they've been taking all the baby mamas of everyone in the crowd. Boys are crazy. Oh, it looks like Carmelo Hayes is also talking trash outside, opening an outside invitation to anyone on the roster to get stepped on to go one-on-one against his NXT North American Championship. So we'll see in just a moment who is going to be coming out to accept the challenge. It looks like someone has accepted, and it looks like it's going to be Giovanni Vinci. Looks like Giovanni Vinci's coming out to accept the challenge. Wait, hold on. Someone else just ran into the ring. Are they going to make this the official contender? Carmelo Hayes did say whoever is the first one to make it to the ring, that's going to be who gets to fight for the title. Giovanni Vinci was actually on the way to the ring. And we had someone else run out to the ring. So Giovanni, I guess, is not going to be the contender. It looks like I'm not sure who this guy is. I think his name is Frazier. So it looks like Frazier ran into the ring before Giovanni did. So Giovanni's going to end up not getting the title shot, and it looks like Frazier's instead going to get the title shot. So here it is, one-on-one. Match is officially on the way. What a way to go ahead and seek the opportunity when it's presented to you. Homie ran into the ring in like 2.5 seconds. So it looks like Giovanni's going to have to wait his opportunity for another time. Starting off the match, a lot of quick moves, couple of reversals. Frazier trying to get early pins on Carmelo Hayes, but so far it's been nothing but kickouts. A little bit of momentum shifting over to Frazier. Ooh, and then Carmelo, two big hand chops across the chest of Frazier, but then Frazier slaps Carmelo across the face. Going rope to rope, coast to coast, both guys swinging below each other, above each other, and Frazier finally catches Carmelo with a nice drop kick. Now Carmelo is reeling in the corner. Frazier goes running towards him, ducks under the first rope, pulls the legs of Carmelo, and it's about to be a nut sandwich. Pulls the legs of Carmelo, nut sandwich across the ring post. Even Tricky Williams laughing at the fact that Carmelo has been crushed, nut crushed against the ring post. And even the fans in the front row, they showed a close-up, and all the women were laughing hysterically at Carmelo getting a nut sandwich, nuts crushed between the ring posts. Pause, no pun intended. But it looks like Carmelo's back on his feet. A kick to the face of Frazier. Frazier trying to get back in the ring through the second rope. His head gets bashed against the rope. And then Carmelo lands also a nice little kick on the back of the head of Frazier. Frazier back in the ring, getting pinned by Carmelo. And it looks like it's just going to be a 2-count fall. The match will continue. Nice little fadeaway move earlier by Carmelo Hayes, landing the back of his heel on the back of the head of Frazier. Now he does a nice little snap suplex. Starts taunting to the fans, flexing. Frazier trying to catch his composure, trying to stay composed. Catches a huge Ric Flair chop by Carmelo Hayes. Frazier is getting lit up. Now Frazier gets a reversal, flies off the second rope. Carmelo also flies off the second rope and lands a huge clothesline midair onto Frazier. Goes for a quick pin. Oof, and it's going to be just a 2. The athleticism. Frazier goes running to the ropes, jumps on the second rope, leaps backwards, does a flip, lands on his feet, while simultaneously Carmelo does the same exact move. And as soon as Frazier lands and looks up, he catches a clothesline midair from a leaping Carmelo Hayes off the second rope himself. Athleticism galore going on in this match. Oh, it looks like Carmelo was trying to get him in a suplex or some type of move, and Frazier reverses it, goes for a pin, but it's just going to be a 2 count. Then Frazier flings Carmelo towards the second rope turnbuckle, head first into the turnbuckle and body flying across the ropes. Carmelo is now laid out on the outside of the ring. A nasty move performed by Frazier. Carmelo's back up on his feet, though, and it looks like he's getting back into the ring. Let me double check any other comments. Looks like no other comments, so we'll continue giving the live updates for the NXT 2.0. Another great match to start off the NXT programming tonight. It's been a lot less talking this week and a lot more action. Last week was a whole lot of talking, a whole lot of promos, and not too much action going on. So tonight, it's a much better night. Frazier catching a couple of punches towards the face of Carmelo, throws Carmelo towards the ropes, and then on the return, a flying elbow across the face of Carmelo, then another flying elbow across the face. And then now a Ludell's press by Frazier, landing on top of Carmelo. Then a few punches to the face, Stone Cold style. Frazier to the third rope, flipping sideways, a nice little corkscrew spin off the top, but doesn't catch it. But then he catches Carmelo with a super kick, then plants another move on him. He goes to try to get the victory, and it's only going to be a 2 count. And Tricky Williams, even himself, almost jumps into the ring to try to create interference and almost stop Frazier from winning the North American NXT Championship. Oh, shit. Carmelo Hayes ends up on the commentator's table. Frazier ends up flying through the second ropes, lands on top of Carmelo. That spills water all over Giovanni. Giovanni gets pissed off. Carmelo gets in the ring. Frazier ends up getting shoved off the third ropes by Giovanni. Frazier lands on his face. Then Carmelo goes on the opposite rope, leaps off the third rope, lands a nice leg drop across Frazier. And it looks like it's going to be a 1-2-3 with Frazier picking up the victory due to outside interference performed by Giovanni, shoving Frazier off the third rope. And then shortly after, Frazier catching a huge leg drop off the third rope when Carmelo Hayes goes flying off the third, landing that leg drop from sky high. And there it is. Still your NXT North American champion. It's going to be Carmelo Hayes. So that's match number 2 so far. Women's match was the first match, the Fatal 4-Way. If you missed it, guys, and you're just tuning in, the contenders in that match were Katana Chance teamed up with Kaden Carter. Then you had Valentina with Yulisa. You had Tatum Paxley with Ivy Nile. And you had the Toxic Attractions, Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. The first team to be eliminated in that match was Valentina and Yulisa, even though they started the match with a lot of high momentum. Tag team number 2 to be eliminated was Tatum Paxley and Ivy Nile. And then the final tag team to lose and be eliminated was Toxic Attractions, Gigi and JC Jane. So your victors, your winners, and your new women's tag team champion for NXT, taking on the vacant titles that are no longer vacant, is Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. So that was match number 1 of the evening. It was a Fatal 4-Way match, elimination style for the titles because the titles were temporarily vacant. And then match number 2 was Carmelo Hayes coming out in open competition for whoever wanted to come up against the NXT North American Championship. Giovanni Vinci was on the way to the ring to accept, was walking too slow. Frazier ends up running out of the ring, passes Giovanni, gets into the ring first, and because by technicality, since Giovanni didn't make it to the ring first, and Frazier did. Frazier's the one that got the title shot. Now, unfortunately, Frazier was not able to come up victorious because Giovanni did interfere in this match. Giovanni was sitting ringside during the entire match. Once water was accidentally spilled onto Giovanni, Giovanni caused a temporary interruption, ended up causing a distraction when he threw Frazier off the third rope. Frazier ends up landing on the mat pretty hard. Pause, no pun intended. And then from there, Carmelo Hayes goes on the other side on the third ropes and ends up landing a huge leg drop from the third rope, plants it onto Frazier, and Frazier loses. And so still your North American NXT champion is going to be Carmelo Hayes. And that was match number 2 so far of the evening. At this time right now, there is commercial breaks. So there is no current update to give just yet. And give me one moment as I get ready to plug in my laptop charger, as I forgot to do that. Usually I have it already plugged in, but I forgot. So let's take care of that right now as we speak. All right, you guys, thank you so much for your patience, for patiently waiting. Just had to take a few seconds there to plug in that charger for the laptop, because if not, it may potentially accidentally shut off the live stream. So had to make sure that that was going. Right now, it's still commercial break. So as soon as the commercials are over, I'll go ahead and give you the updates of the next upcoming matches. I don't know what's on the schedule tonight. The only one that I knew about was the Fatal 4-Way match. And that was the match that I was pretty much looking forward to tonight. Surprisingly, they put that as the first match versus the last match. I thought that was actually going to be possibly the main event of the evening, because typically when it's a big match like that, they do it at the end, especially when it's tag titles or a heavyweight title. But so far, the first 2 matches of the evening have both been title shots, and it's not a bad start for NXT. Hopefully, the rest of the show doesn't tank from here, considering the fact that they started with a big-time Fatal 4-Way elimination match for the women's tag team titles to reign new champs, and the NXT North American Championship was match number 2. So we'll see how the rest of the night plays. But so far, I'm very happy with them opening with a lot more action this week, because last week, I think they only had about 4 or 5 matches. I think it was 5, but they could have had maybe potentially 8 or 9 matches if they had people doing less talking, less promos, less shit talk, less backstage talk. You know, it was just like talking everywhere. It was literally more talk. It was like 70% or 60% talking, only like 30-40% actual wrestling, actual matches. So this week we started off pretty strong. 2 big time matches. I like it. So NXT 2.0, changing it up a little bit. Could be because of the fact that Triple H era is officially on the way, considering that Vince McMahon is officially retired. So a lot of people are saying that the content for NXT, SmackDown, Raw, and just pay-per-views in general are going to get better. If you guys missed it, by the way, SummerSlam was phenomenal. I did not perform a live stream for the SummerSlam because I actually traveled from Florida to Tennessee, drove over 10 hours so that I can see the show live and in person, had floor seats. It was phenomenal. Also, prior to that, I had the meet and greet, got to meet Liv Morgan, who is still our SmackDown champion, which I'm very proud of. And I know a lot of people were upset that Ronda Rousey lost, especially the way that she lost. But for me, I actually like the outcome. I like the match. I know Ronda Rousey was dominating most of it, but I still like the outcome. So for SummerSlam, I did not perform a live stream because, again, as I stated, I was there in person. However, I will perform a live stream hopefully sometime this week to give you guys the recap of how the matches went. You probably already know the results, but I'll still provide some type of recap, the experience, etc. So that may be coming up sometime this week, possibly around maybe Thursday. If there's an opportunity, we'll go ahead and just do like a little nice little fun recap of my whole experience going to Nashville, Tennessee, in the Nissan Stadium where the Tennessee Titans play. All right, with that being said, we're back to NXT. NXT 2.0, August 2nd, 2022 is today's date of the NXT. So far, it started with two big bangers, and now we've got Wade Barrett in the center of the ring, and they've got the NXT Heat Wave. It looks like they're going to be discussing that a little bit here. It looks like we've got Braun Breaker and JD in the center of the ring. JD McDonough is here sitting in the ring on one side of a table. Braun Breaker, current champ, on the other side, and Wade Barrett sitting in the center. JD now saying that Braun is relentless, he's fierce, and he's never faced someone like him. And he says he knows that Braun Breaker is going to be very passionate as usual. And he says that he even creates fear in some of these guys in the backstage. But he says that that fear is not going to be impacting himself, which is JD speaking right now. So JD is not fearful at all of Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker right now is just silently listening, and it looks like he wants to tear a new one into JD, no pun intended. On the apron, they also have four gentlemen standing, I guess, as security in case that these two guys decide to go at it a little bit in advance prior to the upcoming NXT Heatwave match that they're going to have for Braun Breaker's NXT Heavyweight Championship. JD saying that he's going to tear the bones off of Braun Breaker. And he says that at Heatwave in a couple of weeks coming up on Tuesday on NXT regular programming, when he wins, Alicia, the ring announcer, is going to announce his name as the new NXT champ. Braun Breaker starting to talk now. Braun Breaker says that everyone has a plan until he breaks them in half. And he says no disrespect to Ziggler or Ciampa, but he believes that JD is an even higher level than compared to those guys. But he says even though he may be at a higher level compared to those guys, he still believes he's going to break JD in half at Heatwave when he defends his NXT championship against him. So Breaker right now, strong words are coming from his end. JD, strong words coming from his end. Both guys talking a whole lot of smack. It's going to be a very interesting match to see at the NXT Heatwave. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be 2 weeks from today, and it should be live on the USA Network. I thought they were going to do an NXT pay-per-view, but it looks like the Heatwave is just going to be on regular programming, at least from what I've heard so far. Now we've got Wade Barrett saying that he's got the contract for the championship match. He's about to give them. Looks like he's about to give JD the contract first to sign for the opportunity for the NXT championship match. JD says that it is tradition for the challenger to sign first. However, he wants to go ahead and have the champ, aka Braun Breaker, to sign it first because he may be apprehensive to take him on one in 2 weeks at NXT Heatwave. Braun Breaker, pissed off, says, "Give me the damn contract. I'll sign that shit myself right now." So now Braun Breaker getting ready to sign the contract. This is the most bogus contract I've ever seen. It's a one-page contract. It literally just says NXT Heatwave on the front. Has no words written on it. You can tell even from the camera trying to stay far away, you can still tell from a distance that there's nothing written on there. The only thing that it shows is the NXT Heatwave logo and then two little lines for them to sign. You could literally be signing anything away at this point. It's a blank one sheet paper. JD taking the pen, poking himself in the finger to get blood, and he's signing the contract with his finger with blood going across of the contract. And now he wiggles his finger around. You can tell that he's in pain. I know it was a part of the it was part of the hype to promote the match, but JD's hand looks like it's hurting real bad, bro. His hand is shaking in agony, and when he signed the paper with his blood, he looked like he was in pain for real. He's trying to play it off so bad. He went to go shake Braun Breaker's hand, and Braun Breaker just lifted the title and said, "Fuck that. You can keep your dirty ass bloody finger to yourself." Oh shit. Now we got backstage Apollo Crews still on the NXT network, which I'm surprised because Apollo Crews was it Apollo Crews? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember who it was, but one of these guys had lost their title at Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor, and they didn't want to return back. No, actually, I don't think it was Apollo Crews. My bad. I think that was Jay Lethal, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'm mixing these guys up, but anyways, Apollo Crews right now backstage trying to hype up the Creed brothers, hype them the boys up, tell them keep your eyes open and make sure you go out there and kick ass. I wonder if this means that the tag team titles for the Creed brothers is going to be on the line. Now we got Damon Kemp out there talking to the Creed brothers as well. Oh, now they're showing backstage. The girls are pissed. Gigi Dolan and JC Jane screaming, kicking, punching, super upset. Now Mandy Rose shows up out of nowhere. God damn, Mandy Rose always looking fine as fuck. Mandy Rose out here trying to calm the girls down, but the girls are absolutely pissed at this point. Mackenzie Mitchell, as usual, trying to get trying to get some commentary, and Mackenzie Mitchell gets screamed at by Gigi Dolan, and Gigi says, "If you don't get out of here and stop trying to interview us, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind." And Mackenzie Mitchell ends up running out of there ASAP. So it looks like the Toxic Attraction girls are all super pissed off and upset. They came close to winning the titles. They were one of the last two teams, but unfortunately, they could not get it done. Now we've got Mandy Rose coming to the ring. God bless America. This woman is fine. Holy Mandy Rose out there looking absolutely sensational. Mandy Rose heading to the ring right now. I don't know if she has a singles match. I'm not sure if she has her title on the line. Maybe she's just coming out to talk trash. But all I know is Mandy Rose looks absolutely delicious tonight. My goodness. Last week she didn't wrestle, but she looked phenomenal in her nice little pink skirt, and I think she had on this cute little white shirt to match with it. She looked cute from head to toe. Now tonight she's in ring attire, all leather, hair done, looking good as fuck. Gosh damn. NXT knows what they're doing, having Mandy Rose at the top of the mountain as the NXT Women's Champion. Girl representing the title in every possible way, in the ring and out the ring. Mandy Rose right now showing all the fans her title, letting them know that she's still the NXT champ as we speak. She might be going one-on-one against Saray, I think. I'm not sure. Let's see. Waiting to see who her contender is. I think it's supposed to be against Saray. I don't know if it's for a title shot, though, but I believe it's against Saray one-on-one. All right, right now it's got like a little commercial interlude, little commercial break going on, waiting for this to be done so I can figure out it's gonna be the one-on-one. See if it's gonna be a title match. See if it's gonna be against Saray. See, yeah, it is against Saray. So it's gonna be Mandy Rose versus Saray. I don't know if it's title or non-title yet. Still waiting for that to be introduced as well. But it is against Saray. Saray is officially in the ring. Mandy Rose has already, entered the ring a couple of minutes before Saray. Now just waiting to see if this is going to be a title shot. That would be interesting. If this is third match of the night, another title shot on the line, that would be very interesting. Saray out here looking like one of these chicks from the anime cartoons. All right, girls are in the square circle. They lock up. Mandy Rose lifts lifts up Saray from the back and plants her onto the mat stomach first, and then starts smacking her hair around, taunting her now, grabbing her by the cheeks, the cheeks on her face, by the chin, snapmare takedown, puts Saray in a headlock. Saray reverses it, puts Mandy in a one arm submission. Mandy reverses it. Saray reverses that move. The girls right now are doing a whole lot of reversing and a whole lot of submission moves to start the match off. Currently, Mandy Rose catching the submission on her left arm. She rolls out, kicks Saray to the stomach, and breaks up the submission. Throws Saray to the ropes. Saray runs towards her, ducks, runs to the other side, and a body to body, a nice little crossbody midair. Saray rolls up Mandy and then stomps her 2 feet right into the abdomen area of Mandy Rose, and Mandy Rose now trying to get herself composed. Mandy's in the corner and catches a flying elbow by Saray, who runs towards her, and she rolls Mandy Rose out of the corner. Now Mandy trying to catch herself. Saray's up on the top, tries to do a body to body. Mandy Rose tries to catch her in the air, but unfortunately, Mandy Rose slips up on the move. Saray lands on the ground, and now Mandy Rose punching Saray a couple of times in the head. Goes for the pin, but Saray ends up kicking out, so it's just going to be 2 count fall. Both women back on their feet. Saray looking like her arm or shoulder is in pain. She gets thrown to the ropes. She leaps over Mandy Rose. Tries to plant her for a pin. Ooh, a huge kick to the stomach, again in the abdomen of Mandy Rose, performed by Saray. And now Saray putting her boot, bottom of the heel, across the neck of Mandy Rose, squeezing it against the bottom rope. And Saray goes running from rope to rope. And as soon as she goes towards the direction of Mandy Rose to the outside. Now Saray tries to go to the outside, and Mandy Rose ends up smacking her against the ropes. She goes back in the ring, goes for a pin, and it's going to be just a 2 count. NXT coming to Largo, Gainesville, Lakeland, Venice, Jacksonville, Orlando, Fort Pierce, Citrus Spring, Tampa, Florida. Looks like they're going to be all over Florida for the month of August and the entire month of September. I think I'm going to want to go to an NXT show. They're in like all major cities. I could definitely attend one of those. Guys, might have to do that either August or September 2022. Got to go check out NXT. Never been to a show. That's also on the bucket list. Mandy Rose getting rolled up by Saray. Booty cheeks all out, looking juicy and delicious. I wish I was Saray at this moment. The jealousy is real. Ooh, Mandy Rose ends up planting Saray nasty. Face first, stomach first, into the mat. Switches her over for a pin. It's only going to be a 2 count. Mandy Rose getting frustrated, screams at the ref, goes for another pin, and it's only going to be a 2 count again. Earlier tonight, or I should say later tonight, it looks like the NXT tag team titles will be on the line. The Creed brothers are going to be defending it. It looks like against a couple of members at the D'Angelo family. So last week they had that huge, I think it was 4-on-4, if I'm not mistaken, for the NXT 2.0. And now this week they're doing a 2-on-2 for the tag team title. So that's going to be an interesting match to catch later on tonight. But as far as this goes, match number 3 is still on the way. Ooh, Mandy Rose catching a big forearm shot in her tit by Saray. These girls, man, they be hitting each other in the tit like all day. Every girl on NXT and every match that I've seen for the past several weeks, they be going for that boob area, bro. About to pop something out, man. Yeah, y'all gotta chill. Ooh, Saray goes looking like she was gonna do a possible tornado DDT off the ropes. She ends up bouncing off the first rope and then takes down Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose now trying to gather herself. Saray over at the corner on the second rope, looking to leap. Ooh, and a huge drop kick to the chest area of Mandy Rose performed by Saray off the second rope. Now she's looking for a perfect plex. She gets the perfect plex. The one-legged perfect plex. Shout out to Mr. Perfect. R.I.P., man. It's been years. But Mr. Perfect used to have that perfect plex. So beautiful each time. And Saray performed it as if she learned it from Mr. Perfect himself. Oof. Now Mandy Rose was in the corner. Saray leaps on top of her. But then Mandy Rose gets out the corner and slams Saray on her back first on the mat. Goes for the pin. But it's only going to be a 2 count. Now she gets back up. A flying knee that catches Saray in the face. Goes for the pin here. And that's going to be a successful 1, 2, 3. And Mandy Rose gets the victory on a one-on-one non-title match against Saray. Match number 3. Oh, shit. Mandy Rose out here bending forward, talking to the camera, and her pineapples are just absolutely protruding. And I'm not complaining. And she says to the camera, she says, Zoe Stark, I hope you're watching this because I'm going to handle you like this. The same way that Saray just caught the beat down. You're going to catch this next. And she's referring to Heat Wave because that's when Mandy Rose will be defending her title one-on-one against Zoe Stark, and Zoe Stark was able to get the victory as the last woman standing for the 20-woman Battle Royal a couple weeks ago on NXT 2.0. If you missed that, guys, I did give some play-by-play on that as well. So go ahead and make sure you catch the last couple weeks of NXT where I gave you guys the updates, the results, and outcomes. Ooh, Mandy Rose was about to put Saray's leg in a chair and maybe snap it in two. Zoe Stark ends up coming out to the ring, saves Saray, puts a super kick across the face of Mandy Rose, and then she tries to put more damage on her. Fortunately, Mandy Rose rolls out of the ring. Mandy Rose quickly returns to the ring to grab the title and then runs back out of the ring. Zoe Stark now pointing to her wrist, basically saying to Mandy Rose, your time is running out as champion, and I'm going to be taking this title from you very, very soon. Now they're showing a quick promo of Tiffany Stratton. Promo is her basically patting herself on the back, talking about that she's a superior athlete, she's an Olympic athlete, and she says that she works hard. She says everyone in NXT is obsessed with her. I don't know about that, but I would say that some people are obsessed with her. She is pretty hot, and she is athletic. She's basically also saying that she doesn't understand how the other women in the locker room are satisfied with the fact that they were eliminated in the 20 women battle royal a couple weeks ago. So Tiffany Stratton, I guess, talking smack about the fact that she also got eliminated in the 20 women battle royal. We'll see if in the future she gets a title shot, but we know that in the upcoming future, it's gonna be we know that it's gonna be Zoe Stark that's taking her on in a couple weeks at the Heat Wave. So yeah, Tiffany Stratton's gonna have to wait a while. Match number 4 is coming up after the commercial break. It looks like the match number 4 is going to be the tag team championships. And again, as I stated before, the current tag team titles in the men's division is going to be the Creed brothers, and they're going to be taking on. And it looks like it says it was D'Angelo and Stacks. So D'Angelo and Stacks will be teaming up. Two of the four D'Angelo family members will be going toe to toe with the Creed brothers. Creed brothers, who also happen to be two of the five members of the Diamond Mine. So we will see how that goes. But the Diamond Mine may potentially be breaking up because some of their members are not yet, I guess, backstage, and Creed brothers were getting a little bit concerned that the entire Diamond Mine faction hasn't been collectively, together tonight. And Damon Kemp came in earlier and said, "Oh yeah, the rest of the members of our squad is going to be here later." And I think it was either Julius or the other Creed brother says, "Well, are you sure that they're going to come? Because our match is coming up soon. We would like to get some support from our group, basically." And Damon Kemp says, "Yeah, yeah, don't worry. They're on their way." Got a feeling that Diamond Mine is going to end up breaking up, and possibly Damon Kemp and the other members may potentially interfere in this match. But instead of helping the Creed brothers to retain the titles, it's possible they're going to cost them the match for some reason and end up, who knows, maybe D'Angelo and Stacks are going to become the new tag team champs tonight. So it's going to be an interesting outcome. We'll see how this one potentially plays out. Right now, they're giving commercial break. So it'll take just a moment here before we give any more updates. Right now, the first hour of NXT is already complete. So I'm excited to see what the next hour is going to bring. We already know that one of the matches coming up is the tag team titles. So I wonder what else is going to be on the list for tonight. But so far, the three matches for the first hour have been really good. You had your fatal four-way tag team women's match for the tag team titles. You had your one-on-one match, open invitation. Carmelo Hayes was able to retain his NXT North American Championship. And then you had Mandy Rose and Saray, non-title match. Mandy Rose gets the victory. Mandy Rose did not have to cheat. Mandy Rose did not have any outside interference by Gigi and JC Jane. She won it fair and square down the middle. So Saray will not be getting any opportunities, more than likely, for the title in the near future. So that takes care of that. And then Zoe Stark, of course, interfered at the very end once the match was over to save Saray from getting decapitated by the chair, because Mandy Rose was actually going to try to break her leg in two when she put her leg between the chair and was potentially going to, stomp on it, maybe leap on top of it or jump on it. So Zoe Stark did come out, save Saray from any type of permanent injuries or long-term injuries or even short-term injuries. So now we're waiting for the tag team match to begin. So it'll take just a moment here. Wait for these commercials to finish so we can see how that's going to play out. Looks like it's still commercial break, guys. Sorry for the silence. Now we've got Axiom being interviewed backstage after commercial break has now finished. Now we've got Duke Hudson coming in to interrupt Axiom's interview and says that a lot of changes are going on in NXT. He says we're getting too many people that are like Axiom, where they're small, undersized, and they can't really do much. So talking smack right now, Duke Hudson talking smack to Axiom. Oh shit! Duke Hudson smacked the fuck out of Axiom, dropped him to the ground. Then Axiom gets back up and tries to retaliate against Duke Hudson. And then Axiom gets his ass pummeled by Duke Hudson right now. It looks like these guys are having a non-scheduled match right now in the backstage. Axiom right now, a few chops across Duke Hudson. Duke Hudson then takes Axiom and flings him across the walls. A lot of high impact move right here going on backstage against the floor and the walls. Axiom continues to try to reverse moves, but Duke Hudson is kind of beating the shit out of Axiom right now. And now these guys took the action from the outside to the Titantron area, the entrance area of the arena, and it looks like they may potentially end up having from an unofficial match to an official match, possibly. Duke Hudson picks up Axiom and runs his lower back into the top part of the apron of the ring, and now he throws Axiom inside of the ring. Right now, both guys are in the center of the ring. Looks like Duke right now duking it out with Axiom. Pause, no pun intended. Few kicks to his face. Now he picks him up, spins him around, and then slams him hard on the mat. And now he's out there taunting to the fans. I don't think this is going to become an official match. Now Duke Hudson walking on the outside of the ring. Not sure what he's looking for. Maybe a chair? Or it looks like he's grabbing a microphone. And now Duke Hudson, when he grabs a microphone, he says, "That's why you don't believe in your heroes, because your heroes will always let you down." And he's referring to Axiom and people's heroes in general. Oh, now Axiom, battered and bruised, grabbing the microphone. Axiom says that, yeah, things have changed around here in the WWE and NXT. And he says that he can prove that he can beat Duke Hudson right here, right now. But I'll tell you what, Axiom just got his ass completely brutalized in a non-title match. And now all of a sudden, a referee's in the ring. Duke Hudson returns, and now it looks like it's going to be an official one-on-one singles match after the fact that Duke Hudson already annihilated Axiom. Oh, shit. Couple of shots in the abdomen, shoulder shots. Then Axiom goes to the third rope and catches a massive boot by Duke Hudson that sends Axiom flying outside of the ring. It's become an absolute abuse right now at this point. Duke Hudson right now completely beating the shit out of Axiom badly. Now this is an official match, and he's still kicking Axiom's ass. Axiom ends up ducking the clothesline from Duke Hudson, leaps off of the ropes, and then does a drop kick towards the knee and thigh area of Duke Hudson. Then he goes running over to the corner where Duke Hudson is located by the turnbuckles. Duke Hudson catches Axiom in the air with one arm and plants his ass down to the mat like a modified rock bottom. Axiom grabbing his lower back. I think Axiom's lower back got hurt for real because he's been landing on that lower back. And I think what started it was when Duke Hudson earlier in the match ends up shoving the lower back to the apron area on the outside of the ring. And now Duke Hudson taking the complete onslaught, complete impact, complete savage mode to Axiom, just punching him in the face, dropping forearms and elbows to the face. Now Axiom trying to get back up to fight back. Duke Hudson lifting up Axiom for a potential Razor's Edge or power bomb. Are we going to see it? Runs across the ring. Ooh, shit. It looks like he was going to do a Razor's Edge type move and throw Axiom across, and instead a Hurricane Rana that gets Duke Hudson off his feet. Now Axiom ends up getting off the second rope, rolls Duke Hudson, and gets a 3 count pin. Holy shit. So Duke Hudson was kicking Axiom's ass on the unofficial match that they had from the backstage that led into the ring. And then when the match became official with a referee, Axiom gets the big W with a roll-up pin over Duke Hudson. All right, now we've got Mackenzie Mitchell again with another interview backstage, currently interviewing Wes Lee. Wesley talking trash about the fact that Tricky Williams continues to cost them matches. He's saying that Ali has influenced millions of people and is a legend. And he says that Tricky Williams is just a legend in his own mind and not a legend in real life. So talking all this trash about Trick, but I'll tell you what, Tricky Williams has been getting the upper hand on him, costing him matches, beating him up after the matches, leaving with the upper hand. So looks like an open challenge by Wesley towards Tricky Williams. All right, guys. Well, that unexpected match ended up being match number 4 between Axiom and Duke Hudson. It went from an unofficial to an official match. When it was unofficial, Duke Hudson was the one dishing out the pain. But then when it became official with a referee involved, Axiom ends up getting the victory with a nice roll-up pin. So that was the official unofficial match number 4. And now we've got match number 5 on the way. That was potentially supposed to be the original 4th match for the tag team championships. And you've got D'Angelo and Stacks currently in the ring with the rest of their faction leading the way. So it looks like they're going to be having a lot of protection, a lot of collateral on the outside of the ring. And it looks like the Creed brothers are coming out with a little bit of protection themselves. Looks like Brutus and Julius heading to the ring, accompanied by Damian Kemp. So it looks like at least some of the Diamond Mine members have decided to come out collectively. We will see how this one's going to work out and see if the remaining Diamond Mine members will show up, or if they're going to not show up at all and not show any support, or if they do show up, are they going to cost the Creed brothers their title match tonight? I don't know. It seems like there's some funny business kind of swirling around amongst the Diamond Mine. Almost seems like, it might be breaking this faction up. And here we go. Tag team championships on the line. Match is about to start as they introduce the boys. Tony D'Angelo saying these titles are ours tonight. Creed brothers holding the titles up in the air with the excitement, ready to defend the titles honorably. The fans chanting Creed, Creed, Creed. So it looks like fans are going for the Creed brothers to retain the tag team NXT championships. And let's see who's going to start it off. We've got Julius and Tony D to start it off. Oh, a nice little takedown by Julius onto Tony D. A nice second takedown. Then a nice little headlock on Tony D'Angelo. Ooh, another takedown, slamming him pretty hard 3 times in a row on the mat. Nice little side slam. Julius right now with a headlock again on Tony D. Woo! And Tony D decides to tag in Stacks. And then a one-arm takedown by Julius. And the other Creed brother, Brutus, ends up tagging himself in. And Brutus, with a nice little bulldog takedown, taking Stacks to the ground, now puts him in a nice little headlock, rolls him over across the other part of the ring, and then puts another headlock on him, well, keeping the original headlock, I should say. Then a kick to the stomach by Stacks. Oof. And now it looks like Brutus Creed lifting Stacks up into the air with one arm, slamming him on his back. A huge two-arm slap across the chest of Stacks, taking Stacks down, and now Julius is tagged back in. Now Julius about to take action to Stacks, laying waste out there. Looks like later on tonight, there's going to be, I think, an Anywhere's Count fall match. Looks like that's what it says coming up later on tonight. All right, we've got Julius in the ring with Tony D. Tony D'Angelo tags himself in. Both guys trying to perform a headlock submission on each other. Tony D a couple of body shots. Oh, shit. And Tony D lifts Julius into the air. And Julius, it almost looked like he was going to reverse the move. But on his way down, he ends up slamming his legs into the ground. Wasn't sure what the hell that was. Even the commentators are confused as far as what kind of move that was and what happened. I think that was a botch move. But Julius definitely sold the move a lot better than what it was supposed to be, because we have no idea what the fuck that move was that Tony D performed onto Julius. But nonetheless, Tony D tags in Stacks. Now Stacks taking care of business. Woo! A nice little vertical suplex. And Stacks now taking it to Julius. Remember, guys, this is for the Tag Team NXT Championship. Creed's titles are on the line. They lose, they are no longer champs tonight. Stacks end up putting Julius into the corner. Tony D tags himself in. Couple of body shot punches to Julius. And now a huge belly-to-belly suplex performed by Tony D onto Julius Creed. Goes for the pin, and it looks like it's just going to be a 2. Now Julius gets his head bashed into the top turnbuckle. Stacks gets tagged back in, and Stacks stacked up a huge boot across the face of Julius Creed. Then puts him in a one-arm submission in the center of the ring. Now trying to grab the other arm. Submission hold is broken up. Woo! Oh, man. This is the third set of titles on the line tonight. So far, this is the 5th match of the evening, and it is the 3rd set of titles that are on the line. Stacks keeping Julius in the corner. A couple of body shots, a couple of head shots. Pause. Throws Julius to the rope. And then a huge elbow takedown. And Julius right now looking like the weakest link on the Creed. Usually he's the hype man that does all the action, but right now he's the sacrificial sheep. Oh, now a couple of punches to the face of Stacks by Julius, then a knee to the abdomen, and then a nice little snap vertical suplex performed by Julius onto Stacks. But then Tony D, a.k.a. D'Angelo, from the Tony D family, ends up tagging himself in, now starting to beat the crap out of Julius. Oof. Stacks gets tagged back in, and he does a Ric Flair chop across the chest of Julius. Julius trying to take out Tony D with an elbow. Now he's trying to take out Tony Stacks with a couple of punches to the face. Julius. Woo! Julius out there trying to look for his partner, but he looked like he was a little bit dizzy or out of it. Stacks ends up taking Julius out. Julius still not able to tag out to get his brother involved, to give himself an opportunity to recover. And it's a one-legged Boston Crab being performed by Stacks onto Julius Creed. And it says NXT Tag Team Championship is on the line, which is this match. So, yes, it's Creed right now. A lot of pressure to retain. Stacks and Tony D have been performing great. Oh, and then Julius tags in Brutus. Brutus goes running after Stacks. Stacks runs out of the ring. Tony runs off the apron. Brutus runs out the ring, throws Stacks back in the ring. Holy shit, runs from rope to rope. And when he shoves into Stacks, He sends Stacks flying almost 3 or 4 feet into the air. Stacks almost goes flying out of the rope simultaneously and almost falls out of the ring. Holy shit. Now Stacks ends up performing a hard clothesline across the dome of Brutus. Whoo, shit. Itis is kicking in. My apologies. Ooh, and then Stacks on the outside of the ring pulls Brutus by his arm and snaps the arm on the outside apron of the ring, causing some injury to Brutus's arm. Now he's got his arm. Guys, he grabs his fingers and he's running the fingers through the ropes to give him rope burn. And we get Tony D tagged back into the ring. Now Tony D stomping on the wrist and hand of Brutus. Tony D not having no chance, no mercy on him. And neither was Stacks earlier. Woo! My goodness. Got a new comment that says, "What's up, brother? What's going on?" John Moxley. John Moxley in the building. Just covering NXT 2.0 tonight. A little bit over an hour in already. About an hour and 15. It's got about 40, 45 minutes remaining. And right now, currently, it's the tag team championship match. The Creed brothers defending their titles against Tony D and Stacks from the from the D'Angelo family. So it's been a pretty good match so far. Right now, D'Angelo with a double arm suplex over the shoulders, completely lifting Brutus as if he was 125 pounds, flipping him over like a feather. Tony D right now putting some serious damage to the left arm of Brutus. Now he tags in Stacks, and Stacks about to get to work too. Just stretching that left arm, stretching those fingers. Woo! Woo! Causing major pain to the arm and fingers of Brutus Creed. Let me see. John dropped a comment. Let me see what John had to say. Looking for the mouse on my computer. And John says, bro, Monday Night Raw draw average viewership of 2.3 million, highest since March 6th of 2020. Yeah, man, Raw was really good this week. I'm not gonna lie to you, Raw was really good. Um, I did cover Raw. I did cover the live stream. So if you missed it, it is available on YouTube and of course on Facebook. But yeah, Raw was good this week. I missed the first 20 or 30 minutes of Raw. However, in the beginning of it, I believe Becky Lynch came out, and even though she's injured, she mentioned that she is gonna basically be going, I guess, back from big time Bex. She's gonna be switching back to the Man, which was her original gimmick, if you remember. Ooh, look at this. Julius in the ring with a twirl to world takedown, landing D'Angelo onto the knee for a nice little backbreaker. Stacks being taken out by Julius. Julius with a nice little double arm overflop suplex. Taking it to Tony D right now. D'Angelo losing all the momentum. Stacks also. And then a belly to belly onto Tony D. Flipping him over. Throwing him now rope to rope. Julius jumps over him. And then a huge drop kick to the midsection around the abdomen area of Tony D performed by Julius. Julius right now has all the momentum, has all the hype, has all the electricity flowing. Oh shit, but then Julius and Tony D going for the same thought, same plan, same move, a flying one-legged kick to the chest area, and both guys end up planting the kick on each other, and they both land mid-air straight down on their backs. Julius goes for a tag on with his brother. Stacks ends up pulling Brutus off the apron, so no tag made. Both guys end up running into the ring. Brutus now beating up Stacks inside of the ring with a bunch of Hulk smash-like attacks. Neither guy, Stacks and Brutus, neither one is the legal man. Tony D now with a cane, some type of cane or stick. Referee's distracted right now by what's going on with Brutus and Stacks. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Santos Escobar ends up interfering ends up grabbing the stick. Holy shit. Tony D was gonna try and cheat and smack Julius across the face with the cane, and Santos Escobar ends up interfering. The referee doesn't see it, stops D'Angelo from using the huge stick across the face of Julius. Julius with a huge, massive clothesline from hell to beat the shit out of Tony D, and Tony D gets pinned for the 1, 2, 3. And Stacks tried to save the day as well, but it was a too little, too late. He ends up getting his ass pulled out of the ring while Tony D gets pinned and loses to the Creed brothers, specifically so to Julius Creed. Oof, Tony D, not only was he distracted, but now that I'm seeing the replay, he got punched in the face by Santos Escobar, and Santos Escobar looked like he had gold medal rings on his fingers and knocked his ass out cold. Then, of course, he catches the nasty finisher, the huge clothesline by Julius Creed. And unfortunately, or I should say, fortunately, Creed brothers retain their titles. So, still, your NXT Tag Team Champions are the Creed brothers, Brutus and Julius Creed. Now we've got a little segment going on with Roxanne Perez, who used to be tag team champs with Cora Jade. Fortunately, Cora Jade says that she was disgusted to be tag team partners with Roxanne Perez, which caused Cora Jade to end up throwing the title into the trash. And then Roxanne Perez had to relinquish her title. So now the women are no longer tag team champs, and Roxanne is talking history down memory lane, where her and Cora Jade were trying to come up in the industry, come up in the tag team division, come up in the women's division as becoming, the future of the business. But because Cora Jade decided to not stay tag team champs with Perez and threw the title in the trash, that unfortunately came to a bitter short end. So Roxanne right now looking like she potentially has her eyes set on Cora Jade, maybe for a little bit of revenge. I don't know if they're gonna have a match tonight, but all this trash talking that she's doing, I'm more than sure she's gonna want the opportunity to face Cora Jade 1-on-1. She says that her friendship with Cora Jade should have meant a lot more than the title, but now that she's ruined all that, she wants nothing to do with Cora Jade ever again. She does never wants to be her friend ever again. She says that she was always the one person that was there for Cora Jade no matter what. And she can't believe that Cora Jade actually betrayed her by saying she doesn't want to be tag team partners anymore. She doesn't want to be tag team champions anymore. Threw the titles in the trash and says that they waited so long to get gold around their waist. And she can't believe that her best friend or ex best friend, Cora Jade, would have done this to her. Now she says, "Bitch, we all know the truth. And now you can be out of my life forever." Harsh words coming out by Roxanne Perez. Is she little mad or big mad? Let me go ahead and review some of these comments really quick. Oh, actually, give me 1 second. Cora J getting interviewed right now by Mackenzie Mitchell. Cora J talking shit now, being interviewed by Mackenzie Mitchell in the backstage, and she says that Roxanne Perez wants the opportunity for a one-on-one because Roxanne Perez wants to get that victory to uplift her own career, and says she's not happening. It's not happening. Mandy Rose talking shit right now. Ooh, Mandy Rose over here making a proposition to Cora Jade. So Mandy Rose comes out and tells Cora Jade, says, "Listen, woman to woman, you were able to be one of the people that took, how do you say? Hold on, let me see what else is going on here. Okay, so Mandy Rose made a proposition to Cora Jade to see if Cora Jade would take it, and I don't think Cora Jade's gonna take it, but we'll see what happens. So basically, what the proposition was is that, sorry, I was getting distracted. Mandy Rose said that Cora Jade was the one person that was able to go ahead and wipe out Zoe Stark. So she says, why don't you go ahead and do that again? She says that way she's no longer a part of the women's division, as she's no longer a part of this industry in general. Cora Jade ends up saying, no, I'm not going to do that because that only benefits you since she has to face you at Heatwave for the title, and says, typical Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose always wanted to do a deal. There's only one sided benefit, which benefits her. Mandy Rose then brings up the idea and says, well, if you think about it, Cora Jade, if you end up taking out Zoe Stark, since Zoe Stark was the winner of the women's battle royal and you were the runner up, that would mean that because if you take out Zoe Stark for good and she can't compete, then Cora Jade, you would be the one as the runner up to get the opportunity then to go one on one for the NXT Women's Championship. So Mandy Rose is kind of trying to convince Cora Jade to take Zoe Stark out of the picture so that Mandy Rose can basically face Cora Jade one on one instead of Mandy Rose having to face Zoe Stark. Um, and then she also brings up the point. She says, well, and if you eliminate Zoe Stark from the title picture, not only do you get the number one contendership for being the runner up in the 20 women battle royal, but you also get the opportunity to then fully separate yourself from Roxanne Perez, because then you don't have to worry about facing her because you'll be facing me, aka Mandy Rose, at Heatwave for the NXT Championship. So they're trying to solve two problems at once. They're trying to solve the Roxanne Perez Corey Jade feud so that Roxanne can potentially be out of the picture if Cora Jade somehow ends up facing Mandy Rose at Heatwave, and simultaneously, if they take out Zoe Stark, and Mandy Rose, of course, hates Zoe Stark, then that also benefits her. So these two women may potentially benefit from the situation if Zoe Stark is somehow eliminated out of the number one contendership due to Cora Jade taking the advice and suggestions of Mandy Rose. Will it actually happen? Have no idea, but this was the conversation in the back room. And then Mandy Rose throwing additional shade at Mackenzie Mitchell, telling her, like, Mackenzie, I have no idea why you're even here. This conversation is between one-on-one grown women. You shouldn't even be here. But anyways, let me just move on with what I have to say. Completely throwing shade on Mackenzie. I'm like, yo, you guys know that Mackenzie Mitchell is the typical interviewer backstage. Why would you throw shade on her like that? Mandy Rose looking gorgeous and beautiful as usual, but being a complete douchebag as usual as well. Specifically, more so to Mackenzie, but that's funny. Next coming up is well, right now it's commercial break, but after this, it looks like there's supposed to be. I think it's a one-on-one match. I think it was gonna be Brooks Jensen versus Joe Gacy. I believe it is. It'll be coming up soon. It's commercial break right now, so wanted to give you at least guys the update of the Mandy Rose and Cora Jade discussion backstage. Um, since it is a commercial break right now, let me take a moment to see what comments we can go ahead and read at this time. I know that there's a few that lined up here from John Moxley, so let me go ahead and see what John has to say. This one I believe I already read. Yep, that's the one. And then John Moxley says, "No, bro, I was available." All right. So cool, man. If you did get to catch Raw, I appreciate that. Oh yeah, you actually were there on Raw. That's right. That was last. That was last night. To be honest with you, all the days are just kind of like colliding together. That, like, I feel like today is like a Thursday or Friday for some reason, even though it's actually the start of the weekend. It's a Tuesday. Yesterday for me felt like such a quick day. Like, I got out of work, did the live stream for Raw, and it felt like after that my day was just complete, done. And then same thing for today. I had to go to work, did my thing, take care of a couple of personal needs, personal errands. Started this live stream for NXT 2.0, and all of a sudden it feels like my Tuesday has just flown by. So if I happen to either forget or confuse days or situations, that's my apologies. But yeah, sometimes or a lot of times my mind just with so much information I'm trying to retain and gather. Sometimes I may mix, you know, things that occurred. For example, you being on the live stream on Raw, I forgot that you actually did join me last night. But yeah, and just in case, tomorrow should be covering AEW Dynamite, so hopefully that's gonna be something that we can enjoy together on the live stream. But again, if you're just tuning in, a couple of recaps here. Fatal four-way match, women's match. Your new champs are Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. They eliminated the other three tag teams. Match number 2 after that was Carmelo Hayes defending the NXT North American Championship, and he successfully did defend that. Then you had match number 3. What was match number 3 again? Let me see. Match number 3. What the hell was match number 3? Shit. I forgot what the hell match number 3 was. But then also there was a segment with Braun Breaker signing the contract with JD. And JD signed the contract with his blood. Oh, yeah. Match number 3 was Mandy Rose going one-on-one against Saray. Mandy Rose gets the victory. Pretty easy victory over Saray. Match number 4 was not officially scheduled, but then it became officially scheduled after Duke Hudson was beating the shit out of Axiom backstage and also in the ring. And then match number 5 was the tag team championship titles. Creed brothers defending their titles against D'Angelo and Stacks, and tag team titles were retained by the Creed brothers. And it looks like this is now match number 6 on the way. And yes, it looks like it is Brooks Jensen taking on Joe Gacy. Starting off the match with high impact, a huge clothesline in the corner performed by Brooks Jensen onto Joe Gacy. Couple of punches and then a little dance move similar to how the Road Dogg Jesse James used to do when he would do the punches and kicks as a taunt. Brooks Jensen, similar style, doing some punches and then a little dance. And then he runs to the outside of the ring. And as Joe Gacy's head is leaning across the second rope, he ends up catching a nasty punch to the face, right to the dome by Brooks Jensen. Jensen gets back into the ring, but now Joe Gacy taking over in complete control. Chop across the chest, one across the abdomen. Joe Gacy trying to steal the momentum. Jensen and Gacy performing forearm shots back to back. Absolutely high impact with these moves. Oh, now Gacy kicks Jensen into the stomach, throws him towards the ropes. A reversal. Jensen in the corner catches a huge clothesline by Gacy. Ooh, and then Gacy running low and throws a huge punch into the face of Jensen. And Jensen over here grabbing his face as to say, damn, that punch felt like we didn't rehearse that shit. Caught his ass nasty. Oof. And then a rock bottom style move by Gacy performed on Jensen. A huge elbow across the neck on Jensen. Gacy going for the pin. And it looks like it's just going to be a 2. A little bit of frustration being sent in right now by Joe Gacy. Gacy right now screaming at Jensen, telling Brooks, stay down. Oh, shit. And a heel kick by Brooks Jensen plants the fuck out of Joe Gacy across the face. And Gacy on the ground. Absolutely fucked. Oh, shit. And now Joe Gacy's 2 disciples, or I should say his two brainwashed, well, yeah, they kind of are like his disciples. His 2 brainwashed disciples trying to convince Brooks Jensen's girl, or I should say the girl that accompanies him to the ring, to come over. Possibly they might be trying to draft her onto the faction. Oh, and then a huge distraction on the outside by a couple of friends of Gacy, causes enough distraction for him to then get a massive clothesline from hell performed onto Brooks Jensen, and Brooks Jensen planted out. Gacy gets the victory. Got a feeling that Gacy and his two proteges, his two disciples, his two lackeys are gonna end up somehow stealing this chick one day because they almost stole her today. But then Brooke Jensen's partner comes to the rescue to prevent Gacy's two proteges from taking her away. But she's probably gonna be one of the next people who's potentially gonna be, soul taken by Gacy, and Gacy's gonna end up possibly drafting her onto his team. Gacy talking a lot of smack too after this match was completed. He's out there looking at the camera like a complete psycho. Well, match number 6, Joe Gacy with a huge big time victory over Brooks Jensen, and I got a feeling he's going to be drafting more people into his faction. I think he's trying to make similar to like a Undertaker ministry type of shit going on, similar to back in the Attitude Era. D'Angelo and Stacks backstage talking, and they're pissed off to the fact that they lost their title opportunities against the Creed brothers. Oh, now Santos Escobar over here calling D'Angelo on his phone, talking shit, telling him that was a big time loss, huh? Losing the opportunity to be tag team champs. Tony D so upset, pissed off, talking to Santos Escobar on the phone, saying that it's got to be a one-on-one match, mano a mano, against Tony D facing off against Santos Escobar. No Creed, no interference, and no one else involved. I don't know if that match is going to actually happen tonight, but he is throwing an open challenge, and it seems that Santos Escobar has accepted the challenge. All right, on the way to the ring now is going to be Alba Fire. Not sure if she has a competition match. Alba Fire be looking cute, but she be looking scary at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Coming out here with this fucking huge ass pipe lit on fire. No pun intended. She's like a mix of sexy and scary. One of the fans in the front says, Alba has the fire. And then another fan has a sign that says, that was fire. All right, it looks like it is going to be a one-on-one competition. Alba Fire versus Lash Legend. I'm really liking the fact that NXT tonight is already going to be on what, match number 7? Match number 7, not bad. If they can end it with about 9 or 10 matches, I'd say this be a pretty phenomenal NXT. This last, like I said last week, it was like so much fluff, man. They had like 5 matches, and the rest of the time was a shitload of just back and forth talking between different people who hate each other in the industry. It was like NXT last week was a whole lot of conversation. This week is a whole lot of action and a lot less conversation, keeping the conversation very minimal. So I like it. NXT 2.0 might be because, again, Triple H, the new head honcho, EVP, talent relations. Could be that's the reason why. That's probably the reason why things are starting to make a nice progressive change. And we saw that at SummerSlam, and we saw that on Raw last night as well. So the direction of the company so far is looking really good. And I think whatever Triple H has up his sleeve, looking good for the next upcoming months. I'm very interested to see what he's going to have scheduled for Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and of course, WrestleMania 2023. Because if this is a recipe, if this is a small sample size of what's coming up next, I could only imagine what Triple H has installed for us as wrestling fans coming up for future NXT shows, future Raw shows, future SmackDown shows, future pay-per-views, and also, of course, future Manias, WrestleManias, the big time, the granddaddy of them all. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Well, match number 7 of the evening is on the way. Alba Fire trying to get an early victory on Lash Legend. It's going to be a 2 count. See if there's any other comments here. It's like no other comments, no problem. All right, well, right now it's a one-on-one singles match. Alba Fire gets thrown to the rope. Lash Legend then goes to the rope herself. And then Lash Legend comes with a flying kick that catches Alba Fire across the face. And now she's over here trying to grab Alba Fire by her hair, smashing her face into the mat. Alba Fire trying to prevent the hair from being pulled. I don't know if those are extensions or not, but she's trying her best to make sure that Lash Legend doesn't rip her hair out. Now, Lash Legend has got Alba Fire on her feet looking for a potential neck breaker. Right now, she's got her on a reverse chokehold. Got the arm around the neck. Alba Fire pleading to try to get out of this hold. So right now, Lash Legend taking it to Alba Fire. Had her in that submission hold for a pretty long time. She had her kind of like in a reverse chokehold. Then she takes her down to the ground. Alba Fire right now grabbing the back of the neck and back of the head area. Wondering if Alba Fire might have gotten potentially hit with a submission move that was too tight that's causing some pain on her. Ooh, Alba Fire smacks the fuck out of the chest area of Lash Legend. And then Lash Legend with a huge hit on the upper back region of Alba Fire. Now Alba Fire with a couple of body shots to the abdomen area of Lash Legend trying to slow her down. Oh shit. Lash Legend has Alba Fire across her back in a nasty submission hold. Submission hold right now. Causing a lot of pain on the back. Ooh, then she swings Alba Fire up, and then Alba Fire gets planted face first onto the knee area of Lash Legend. Lash Legend now grabbing her own nose. I think Lash Legend's, I mean not Lash Legend. Alba Fire gets pinned gets pinned by Lash Legend, and Alba Fire kicks out after the 2. Lash Legend ends up landing Alba Fire face first onto the knee. Nose looks like it was planted, and then all of a sudden Alba Fire has been grabbing her nose in pain. So I wonder if Alba Fire's nose is either broken or injured. She was grabbing it relatively quick as soon as her face landed on Lash Legend's knee. Now Legend gets Alba Fire into the air, upside down, holding her up with 2 arms, and then slams her down to the ground. Legend trying to go for a pin, a very cocky pin, only puts 1 foot onto the body of Alba Fire. Alba Fire immediately kicks out after a 1. Now Alba Fire throws Legend to the turnbuckle. She runs then across the second and third rope. A tornado DDT by Alba Fire performed on Lash Legend. Now Alba Fire has the momentum. Alba Fire goes up to the third rope trying to perform a high-risk maneuver. Legend sees it coming, punches Alba Fire in the face, stops her from doing anything. And now you've got Lash Legend all the way on the top with Alba Fire looking for a superplex. Holy shit. Lifted up Alba Fire for a vertical. Holds her up in the air for a few seconds, but then Alba Fire gets her feet back down. No superplex. And she ends up getting Lash Legend off of her. Lash Legend planted onto the mat. And now Alba Fire looking to fly. Leaps down, but it's a miss. Lash Legend gets up. Oh, crap. Legend has a bat. swings it at Alba Fire, and then a smack with a super kick in the face by Alba Fire to Legend. Then Legend gets on one knee, catches another super kick, smacks super hard, and now Alba Fire trying to put Legend out, puts Legend on her back, and then plants her straight down on her face onto the mat. Now Alba Fire climbs up to the third rope. Ooh, shit. She does a long flying swanton and gets a 3 count big time victory by Alba Fire over Lash Legend. Damn, she went flying across the ring. That was a huge, huge swanton. Holy shit. Alba Fire's got some distance on her when it comes from jumping off of that third rope. Oh, Lash Legend gets the big L. Alba Fire gets the big W. What a beautiful third rope leap of faith by Alba Fire. Holy shit. That Swanton Bomb performed by Alba Fire was definitely on fire. Alba Fire, proud of herself, standing in the center of the ring, happy that she's got the big victory over Lash Legend. Lash Legend just watching her from a distance on the opposite turnbuckle. And that match is over. So that's match number 7 with Alba Fire getting the victory over Lash Legend. All right, guys, this show is almost wrapped up. Got about 15 or 20 minutes left to go. Oh, it looks like Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes right now getting noticed by these three phenomenally gorgeous women who apparently their car may have broke down, and they are looking absolutely sensational. And they go to help them out. They were asking them to see if they could help with the engine issues, and Trick Williams was like, "Of course, baby, you know we got you." So the boys trying to get some play tonight after NXT 2.0 is over, if you know what I mean. If you catch the drift, you know what I'm saying? The women are about to catch the drift right after the show. Girls with top flight, nice and fit, absolutely sexy. Have no idea who the three women are. I think they're just three random women that they're just utilizing for the purposes of creating the image that Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. They got all the money, they got all the babes, and they get rid of all the drama. That's basically their mo and their motto. And it looks like they're trying to take that to the next level, doing a 2 men on 3 women handicap match after the show. Again, if you catch my drift. Well, it looks like potentially this may be the final match coming up after the commercial break. Right now, it is commercials. It's going to be, I believe it's Solo Psycho versus Von Wagner. That should be the next upcoming match. That should be the final upcoming match. If there's another match, of course, I'll be sure to cover it, but there's only about 12, 15 minutes left of the show. So I'm assuming this match is probably going to be the closing match of the evening. All right, still commercial break. Well, while we're on commercial break, let me go ahead and get a drink of water, man. I can't believe that this live stream this evening is already over. Phenomenal NXT 2.0 this week. We are almost done. I'll be right back in a few seconds. Just going to go ahead and get a quick water break for this final match. All right, you guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Just had to take a quick break here so that I can go ahead and get a water break. Because, when you're talking a lot, as I do, yeah, you get dehydrated. You feel me? So had to just get that. Had to get that for the final match. Get a little bit refreshed. They were showing a promo too of Bills versus Rays as the NFL kickoff game. By the way, for those of you guys who are probably new to the network, or if you're not new, but let's say you're newer to the network, something that I used to love to cover too was NFL games. So sometimes I like to cover the games that you may not be able to see on TV, and then also some of the games that you may be able to see. We can discuss it here on the live stream. So NFL is one of my favorite sports, as well as college football. That's also coming up very soon. So that's going to be very interesting. And I just want you guys to know that that's going to be live streams that I'm going to be covering in the very near future. So just make sure, guys, again, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe, because if you love to talk about NFL, like, pro football, and you like to talk about college football, that's going to be something that I'm going to be covering as much as I can once it begins. I believe kickoff starts, somewhere around, I want to say either September. I forget what months it is. I don't know if it's like September. I think the preseason is coming up soon. But the actual season, the real season, the regular season should be coming up within the next 2 months or so. So make sure you tune in, because that's going to be something that I love to do. That gives me something to do on Sundays. So I absolutely love it. So that's going to be more content to be able to have fun with you guys here. By the way, it looks like Cora Jade is going to be taking on Zoe Stark next week. So maybe Cora Jade, if she takes out Zoe Stark, who knows, might be able to get a title shot. So let's see. Well, now it is the main event of the evening. Excuse me. It has just been announced, and it looks like Von Wagner is the first one to the ring, being accompanied by Mr. Stone. Von Wagner kind of reminds me for some reason of Sid Vicious. I don't know why. But nonetheless, Von Wagner being accompanied to the ring with Mr. Stone. And with this match, I believe this is the match that they said is Falls Count Anywhere. And yes, it looks like the commentators just confirmed for me. Falls Count Anywhere match. So hopefully this match is going to end up on the outside of the ring. You feel me? Anytime that there's matches that are outside of the ring, high impact like that, always a great one to watch. So we'll see how this goes. All right. And it looks like Solo Sikoa. I pronounced his name wrong earlier. It's Solo Sikoa. What did I say? I think I said the fans are chanting his name right now, by the way. I think I called him Solo Psycho. It's not Solo Psycho. It's Solo Sikoa. Sikoa, not Psycho. Solo Sikoa. Pumped and ready to go. Kind of looks like one of the Usos. I wonder if he's related to like either the Usos or Roman Reigns or possibly The Rock. All right, match is on the way, guys. Main event, Falls Count Anywhere. Von Wagner taking on Solo Sikoa one-on-one. Mr. Stone on the outside to play cheerleader for Von Wagner. And to start the match off, Solo Sikoa taking out Von Wagner with a huge two-hand hit across the chest. Then they go to the outside of the ring, and he lays out Von Wagner again. Then he goes running and leaps on top of the chest and abdomen area, landing his back on top of Von Wagner. Oof. Now both guys on their feet, exchanging fists, exchanging slaps across the chin. And now the guys are in the center of the ring. Oof. And it looks like Von Wagner is reeling right now. He gets thrown to the ropes, catches a huge train wreck hug. Then he gets taken down to the ground and then catches a huge headbutt in his chest area. And right now, Solo Sokoa is in absolute control at this point, absolutely obliterating Von Wagner right now as we speak. And NXT next week, finally, Nikita Lyons will be back in action. I don't even remember the last time I've seen her in action. I think it was the 20 Women Battle Royal. But besides that, she hasn't been on NXT much anymore. But Nikita Lyons looks like she's going to have a match next week on NXT. Should be a very interesting match. Right now, Von Wagner rolling to the outside, trying to catch himself and gain himself together. He ends up shoving Solo Sokoa back first into the apron and then takes Sokoa and slams him head first into the steel steps on the outside of the ring. So a whole lot of action going on here, whole lot of pain, whole lot of intensity. Wagner now trying to change the momentum of this match after performing two huge, intense moves onto Solo Sokoa. Now he's pulling out the chair, steel steps, I should say. Looks like he's gonna do something weird with this. He's shoving the steps into the ring. Now he's about to get Solo Sokoa into the ring, which he does. He rolls him into the ring. And now he's looking under the ring for a rack of chairs. Looks like it's two chairs. And it looks like possibly um, Von Wagner is going to stack up those chairs on top of the metal stairs and maybe possibly plant Solo Sokoa right through all the chairs and through the metal stairs. Ooh, shit. Woo! A huge smack on the back by Von Wagner with the chair. Now a second shot. Now a third shot. Solo Sokoa running away. And the way he's moving, he's like this. He's kind of moving like this, like there's heat on his back. Them three chair shots on his back did not feel good. He's trying to run away from any more chair shots. Ooh, a huge backdrop by Von Wagner to Solo Sokoa, landing the back on top of the chair. So now Wagner is the one in control. Complete control at this point. And remember, since it's a false count anywhere, that pretty much means there's no disqualification. That's why the chairs and the steel steps are involved. Ooh, shot number 4. And now shot number 5. Shot number 6, 7. Damn, Solo Sokoa catching 7 chair shots so far by Von Wagner. Wagner taking, woo! Wagner out here taking no chances in this match, just completely obliterating Sokoa with all these chair shots. Sokoa right now looking completely out of it. Kind of like me, getting the itis. I'm completely out of it. Oh man, and Wagner suplexes Sokoa through 2 chairs. Goes for the pin, and it's just going to be a 2 count for. It's a 2. Close, but not close enough. The destruction is real right now. A huge boot to the face to Sokoa performed by Wagner. Now Wagner rolling Sokoa outside of the ring. Looking to see if he can capitalize even more. Taunting and waiting for Sokoa. Sokoa gets up and catches a massive clothesline by Wagner. And Wagner out here just taking complete control of Sokoa. Both men on the outside of the ring. And it looks like Wagner got big things in mind. Oh shit. A Samoan drop performed by Solo Sokoa to Von Wagner. Wagner gets planted onto the commentator's desk for that Samoan drop, but it ends up not breaking the table, which potentially may have caused even more hurt, more pain, and impact on the fact that the table didn't even break. Now these boys taking the match to the outside. Woo! Looks like Sokoa smacks Wagner face first into the door that opens the exit door out. Now, earlier, Tricky Williams and Carmelo Hayes, who were hitting on those three girls earlier who were sitting in a convertible, they're still out there because Sokoa and Wagner go to the outside of the fight, and they notice these boys are still out there trying to hit on these girls. Oof. And then Sokoa gets smashed across the metal storage containers. And then he gets dumped into the trash can. Wagner throws Sokoa into the trash canister. And now Sokoa gets out of the bathroom. Right now, these boys are going at it on the outside, beating the shit out of each other right now. Oh shit. Wagner gets thrown head first into these looks like these garage doors or garage shutters. Garage door lights. Head first for Wagner. Sokoa right now in complete control. Then he throws a huge knee across the face of Wagner. Now Sokoa trying to get on his feet. Wagner rolling across the floor. Looks like he is super fatigued at this point. Ooh, shit. A huge back body drop performed by Wagner onto Solo Sakaya, landing him on the table as well. Referee goes for a quick 3 count, and he's only able to get two. Gosh damn. It's crazy, bro. Crazy. They said these guys had a match before where they fought through the streets of Orlando. That's crazy. These guys are ripping each other apart all over the back. Mr. Stone over here screaming at Von Wagner, saying to get something to beat up Solo Sokoa. And Wagner gets another chair. Oh, and he gets sprayed down by Sokoa's fire extinguisher. No pun intended. Gosh damn, these boys. Woo! Man, oh man, this itis is hitting me so freaking hard tonight. No pun intended. Let's see if we can survive these last 5 minutes to wrap up this match. Sokoa, bunch of body shots with the fist, then a huge high super kick. Then he does a Samoan drop, and now he's taunting like the Ultimate Warrior, grabbing on the top rope, shaking it. Sokoa with the chair now staring hard at the chair, plants the fuck out of the chair. Plants the fuck out of him again with the chair. Again. Wagner getting completely abused by Sokoa at this point. Sokoa giving uh, Von Wagner a taste of his own freaking medicine. Now the stairs have been moved to the center of the ring. Sokoa looking to potentially do a finisher. Oh shit. Performs the rock bottom onto Wagner. This should be enough. He did the rock bottom to Wagner onto the steel steps, and somehow Wagner still kicks out. This shit is crazy. And now the fans are singing NXT, 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 NXT. You know what I'm saying? Chanting on these two wrestlers, putting on a great match tonight. And it's non-title. It's not even a title on the line. You guys are fighting like if the title was on the line. Look at this. Stone is trying to prevent. Stone's trying to prevent. Trying to prevent from Jimmy. Oh, and Sokoa was trying to do something off the third rope, but then Wagner ends up dropping him for a moment, and Sokoa lands uh, he lands nuts first onto the top turnbuckle and then falls to the outside. No pun intended. And now it looks like Wagner trying to perform a move on Sokoa on the outside gets reversed, and then Wagner gets shoved into the ring post face first. Then, as he returns back to Sokoa again, he catches one super kick. Oh shit! And then he catches an even more lethal second super kick. Back to back super kicks. Gosh damn. This is nuts. Now that he has two super kicks that planted Von Wagner out, Sokoa is trying to go high off the top. He's on the third turnbuckle. He goes flying and he lands it. And the commentator's table is completely shattered and broken. Sokoa plants Wagner through the commentator's table. Then he goes for the pin on the outside of the ring. And because the match is falls count anywhere, boom, your winner for match number 9, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. This is match 9. Yep. No, it's match 8. Excuse me. Match number 8 of the evening. Falls count anywhere. Von Wagner gets the big L, facing off against Solo Sokoa gets the big W. And guys, that is going to be the end of NXT 2.0. This is going to go ahead and wrap it up. Tomorrow I should be available, hopefully, for AEW Dynamite. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys stay safe, stay blessed. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe on your way out. And turn on those bell notifications so that you can stay alerted on my next available live stream. Take care. God bless. Have a good evening. Be safe. I will see you soon. Peace.